Are you looking for the best Android phones, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Google Pixel 7a? In this video we will look at some of the 2 best Android phone on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra Cell Phone. Samsung's Galaxy S23 Ultra is the company's strongest flagship yet and our pick for best Android phone overall. It's an incredibly expensive phone, starting at $1,200, but its features and performance are worth that sky-high price. Videos, apps, and games look great on the S23 Ultra's 6.8-inch AMOLED screen, and an optional dynamic refresh rate setting shifts from the standard 60Hz mode up to as high as 120Hz or as low as 1 Hz, depending on what's on the display. The Galaxy S23 Ultra also features a sharp, versatile camera. The primary, wide-angle camera provides a whopping 200 megapixels for highly detailed images. There are also 2 separate 10-megapixel telephoto lenses, one with 3x optical zoom and the other 10x, and a 12-megapixel ultrawide. Additionally, it offers helpful shooting modes to get the perfect shot. Qualcomm's current best chipset, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, powers these features and is strong enough to handle demanding apps, games, and general multitasking. Battery life, another smartphone pillar, also shines. You can expect about a day's worth of use on a single charge, and it juices up quickly over wired or wireless charging. Performance will fluctuate depending on how often the screen uses the higher refresh rate modes, but only slightly, and you can lock the screen to 60 Hz if it's an issue. Charging does present a small issue, though. The Galaxy S23 Ultra ships with a USB 3.0 cable, but you need to buy a wall charger separately, unless you own a compatible one from a previous Android device. Speaking of extra accessories, the Galaxy S23 Ultra comes with the S Pen stylus. But you will need a specific case if you want to store the stylus on the phone itself. Unlike many previous Galaxy devices, the S23 Ultra does not have a microSD slot for expandable storage, so you're locked into the onboard space for the model you buy. Even with minor quibbles like the lack of an SD card slot and having to buy 1 or 2 necessary accessories, the Galaxy S23 Ultra is the most well-rounded flagship Android phone, making it the best choice for most people. Display, 6.8-inch AMOLED, 3088 by 1440 px resolution, 1 to 120 Hz variable refresh rate. Processor, Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. RAM options, 8GB, 12GB. Storage options, 256GB, 512GB, 1TB. Battery, 5000 mAh. Charging, 45W wired. Cameras, front, 12MP, f/2.2, rear, 200MP main, f/1.7, 12MP ultra-wide, f/2.2, 10MP telephoto, 3x optical zoom, f/2.4, 10MP periscope telephoto, 10x optical zoom, f/4.9. Size, 6.4 by 3.1 by 0.35 inches, 8.2 ounces. Android OS version, Android 13, One UI 5.1. Number 2. Google Pixel 7a Unlocked Android Cell Phone. The Pixel 7a is a worthy pick for the best budget Android phone and anyone trying to upgrade to a 5G phone without spending $1,000 or more. At just $500, the Pixel 7a offers respectable mid-range specs, 5G network support, and advanced camera technology. It comes 13 right out of the box, and Google supports older devices for years after launch. It routinely adds new features and fixes bugs, meaning this phone has several years of updates ahead of it. The Pixel 7a offers the smallest screen of the Pixel lineup, but it's the ideal size for most people. The Tensor G2 chip is the same one found in Google's more expensive phones, which allows for snappy performance for just about anything. The touchscreen is bright, colorful, and responsive, and the adaptive brightness quickly adjusts to the current light conditions. The camera of the 7a is where this phone really shines. We found it to be the best camera available on a cheap Android phone. It offers a 64MP main camera with optical image stabilization, a 13MP ultra-wide camera, and a 12MP selfie camera. The photos aren't overly processed or sharpened, looking natural but polished. There are plenty of camera modes for different situations, including nighttime images, and you'll have access to Google's AI-based editing tools. Of course, as a budget-friendly option, there are some sacrifices. It's not as powerful as more expensive phones. And you miss out on a dedicated telephoto camera, which is a bummer. Plus, the battery life is so-so. It won't last all day if you use your phone a lot, so you'll want a power bank if you're going to be away from a power source for a bit. But the Pixel 7a punches above its weight in most regards, and given how new it is, you'll get update support for years to come, saving you even more money down the line. To read more about the Google Pixel 7a, check out our full review. Display, 6.1-inch OLED, 2400 by 1080px resolution, 90 Hz. Processor, Google Tensor G2 Titan M2. RAM, 8 GB. Storage, 128 GB. Battery, 4385 mAh. Charging, 18W fast charging, wireless charging. Cameras, front, 12MP, f/2.2, rear, 64MP, f/1.89, 13MP, f/2.2, ultra-wide. Size, 6 by 2.9 by 0.3 inches, 6.8 ounces. Android OS version, Android 13.